Hello everyone. So today we'll be doing discrete quantitative questions. And our first question is, Evan has 4 times as many books as David. So Evan has 4 times as many books as David. And also Evan has 5 times as many books as Jason. Now, if Jason has more than 40 books, so if Jason has more than 40 books, so Jason has more than 40 books, what is the least number of books that Evan could have? Now, obviously, the book cannot be in, you can't have 4.2 book. You can't have like 10.7 books. So each number should be in whole numbers. So Evan has 4 times of David and Evan has 5 times of Jason. So the number of books needs to be a multiple of 4 and 5. So 2 can be divided by 4 and it can also be divided by 5 without leaving any decimals. Now 205 can be divided by 5, but it cannot be divided by 4 and leave. So it can be divided by 4, but it will going to leave a remainder. So 205 divided by 4 would be 51.25. So this cannot be divided by 4 and leave and have a whole number. So 210 can be divided by 5 and it will not going to leave any remainder. But 4 again cannot be divided, 210 cannot be divided by 4. So if you divide 210 by 4, so you will going to get 52.5. So you can't have 52.5 books. So 205 cannot be an option, 210 cannot be an option. Now 220 can be divided by 5 and it can also be divided by 4 and it will not going to leave any remainder. And same the case with 5 and 240. 240 can be divided by 5. It will not going to leave any remainder, and it can also be divided by 4. It will not going to leave any remainder. So the 3 options we are having would be 200, 220, and 240. Now, if we have 200, so Evan could have 200 books. Now, if you look closely, now it means that Jason will going to have 40 books. Now, if Jason has 40 books, so Evan has 5 times more than Jason. So it means that Jason have 40 books. Now in the question it is written that Jason has more than 40 books. So if 200 is the number of books Evan have, that means that Jason has 40 books. So this cannot be an option as well because Jason has more than 40 books. So either it can be 220 and 240. But we need to find out the least number of books that can Evan have. So out of 220 and 240, 220 is the smaller number. So 220 is the right answer. Question 2. Judy plans to visit a national gallery once each month in 2012 except July and August. When she plans to go 3 times each. So we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So each time for January, but for June and for July and August, she plans to visit thrice. Now, a pass valid for unlimited visits in any 3 months period can be purchased for $18. And an annual pass cost $60. What is the least amount in dollars that can be spent for her intended number of visits? Now, a single admission cost is $3.5. So how many times she is going now? Let's suppose we don't buy any of the passes, but we each time when we go, we pay. So 1 time for each month, but thrice for July and August. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 plus 16. So 16 times we are going. So 16 into 3.5 would be how much? So 16 into 3 is 48. 48 plus 8 is 56. So if we pay every time when we go, so we need to pay 56. So we will never going to buy an annual pass that is for $60. So that option has been gone. Now, so let's suppose we have a pass valid for unlimited visits in a 3-month period. Now, what can be a combination which we can pay the lowest amount? Now, let's suppose we pay each time when we go, and over here we buy a pass for $18. Now, in this particular time frame, we can go as many times as we want. So 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, and again 3.5. So 3.5 is coming how many times? So 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 into 3.5 plus 18. So 9 into 3.5 is 31.5. And if we add 18 to it, so it's 49.5. So this combination is also possible. And the second combination is that we buy 4 times, we buy this pass that is valid for 3 months, and it is for 18. So 4 into 18 is $72. So this is again quite expensive. So we will never going to buy this. We will never going to buy 4 3-month period passes. So this is 49.5 is the lowest amount that you can pay. Question 3, Ellison is now 3 times as old as Jeremy. So Ellison is 3x, Jeremy is x. But 5 years ago, Ellison must be 3x minus 5 and Jeremy must be x minus 5. So Ellison is now 3 times as old as Jeremy, but 5 years ago, she was 5 times as old as he was. So this is Ellison and this is Jeremy. So Ellison was 5 times as old as Jeremy was. So 3x minus 5 must be equal to 5x minus 5. So x minus 5 is a smaller number. If you multiply it by 5, that is the age of Ellison. So what is your x? 3x minus 5 equals to 5x minus 25. So 25 minus 5 equals to 5x minus 3x. So 20 equals to 2x, x equals to 10. Now, how old is Ellison now? So Ellison is 3x, so 3 into 10 equals to 30. So the right option is D. Now, what is the largest prime factor of 255? Now, 255, if we divide 255 by 5, we get 51. So 255 divided by 5, we get 51. So 5 into 51 is 255. Now 5 is a prime number, so can we divide 51 further? Yes, we can. So 17 3s are 51. So what is the largest prime factor? So the largest prime factor would be 17. So option C is correct. Now if C is product of A and B, which of the following is a quotient of A and B? So A and B, this is your quotient. Now if you look at the option closely, we don't have any A. So A equals to C over B. So we need to eliminate A from here. So A equals to C over B. So we can, instead of A, we can write C over B whole divided by B. That can be written as C over B multiplied by 1 over B. That is C over B squared. So option B is correct. Now if W widgets cost C cent, now how much would each widget cost? So each widget would be C divided by W. So let's suppose each 50 cent, you can buy 2 widget for 50 cent. So 1 widget is for 25 cent. So C over D is basically the cost of 1 widget. So how many widgets can you get for D dollars? So D into 100 equals to your total number of cents we have in D dollars. And each widget is for C over D. So how many widgets we can buy? So DW into 100 divided by C. So option A is correct. So let's suppose each widget was for 25 cent. And in $1, how many widgets we can buy? So this would be 100 divided by 25 equals to 4. Same the case. So we had $1 into 100 divided by 25. that is C over W. So option A is correct. Now, if 120% of A equals to 80% of B, so 120 over 100 into A equals to 80 over 100 into B, which of the following is equal to A plus B? Now, A plus B is written in terms, all in terms of A, so we need to eliminate B. So we can say 120A equals to 80B. And we can also say that 120 divided by 80A equals to B. Now, if you want to find A plus B, so let's add A to both sides. So this would be 120A over 80 plus A equals to A plus B. So we are just adding A to both sides. So A plus B equals to 120A divided by 80 plus A. So 120 over 80A plus A equals to how much? So 120A plus 80A, multiply this by 80, and the whole decimal would be 80. So 120 plus 80 is how much? 200A whole over 80. Cancels out. 4 5s are 4 5s are 4 2s are. So 5 divided by 2A is 2.5A. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So option C is correct. Now in the figure below, WXYZ is a square whose sides are 12. So 12 is the length of each side. So the area of a square would be 12 into 12, that is 144. And A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H are each 8 centimeters and are diameters of 4 semicircles. So these are your diameters. So this is 8. So radius would be 4. So how many circles we are having? So we have 4 semicircles. So 4 semicircles equals to 2 whole circles. So area of a circle is pi r square. Area of 2 circles would be 2 pi r squares. So 2 pi r, so r is 4. So 4 square. So 2 multiplied by 16 into pi is 32 pi. Now, what we need to find out, what is the area of shaded region? So we need to find this shaded region. So total area is 144 minus area of semicircle, that is 32 pi. So the correct option is C. Now question 9, if x and y are integers such that x cube equals to y square, which of the following could not be the value of y? Indicate all such values. Now, can y be -1? So yes, definitely it can be. So if -1 square is basically 1. So yes, x can be 1. So 1 raised to power 3 is 1. So this can be a possibility. Now, can x cube equals to y square? If y is 1, again this would be 1. So 1 square is 1. So this can be equal to 1 raised to power 3. So this is also a possibility. Now how about 8? So A and B were possibilities. So x cube equals to y square. Now 8 can be written as 2 raised to power 3. So 2 raised to power 3 raised to power 2 will be 2 raised to power 6. Now this can be equal to 2 raised to power 2 raised to power 3. So 2 raised to power 2 raised to power 3. So this can be a possibility. So x cube, so in x can be 2 raised to power 2, which will make it both equations equal. So 4 raised to power 3 is equal to 8 raised to power 2. Now 12. Now 12 will not be a possibility. You know why? Because 12, first of all, is not under root 12 is not a whole number. So 12 square is 144. 12 square is 144. Now there is no number that is a cube. So there is no number that if you cube that number, it will go into, there is no whole number that if you cube, or if there is no integer, if you cube that integer, it will go to equal to 144. So how can I find this out? So 144 divided by 2 is 72. So 72 divided by 2 is 36. 36 divided by 2 is 18. Now, one factor can be 2, but let's further dwell it down. So, 2 nines are. Now, we have 3. So, we don't have 2 3 times. So, this cannot be a factor. Now, let's suppose 16. So, 16 can be written as 2 raised to power 4. So, y square would be 2 raised to power 4 square. So, this can be 2 raised to power 8. Now, x cube. Now we have 2 raised to power 8. Now if we had 2, now in order to have 8 over here on the exponent, so this would be 2 raised to power 8 divided by 3. Now 8 divided by 3 will not going to give us a integer. So for example, so if we have 16. So we had A as a possibility, B as a possibility, C as a possibility, but D is not the right answer, and 16 is also not the right answer. Why? Because first of all, 16 is 2 raised to power 4. So 2 raised to power 4 is your y. If you square it, this will become 2 raised to power 8. Now x cube. Now what can be this x? So x would be 2 raised to power. So what can be this? So 2 raised to power 8 raised to so 2 raised to power 8 raised to power 1 by 3, or 2 raised to power 8 divided by 3. Now this cannot be an integer. So 8 divided by 3 cannot, 2 raised to power 8 by 3 is not an integer. So this cannot be the right answer. 27. So this can be written as 3 raised to power 3. So x cube equals to y square. So this can be written as 3 raised to power 3 raised to power 2. So this is 3 raised to power 6. Now x, so x can be 3 raised to power 2. That we're going to equate 3 raised to power 6 equals to 3 raised to power 6. So 27 can be a possibility. So D and E cannot be the possibilities. So what is A divided by A percentage of A? So A divided by A percentage of A. So this would be A whole divided by A square over 100. So this can be written as 100 A over A square. A and A cancels out. So we get A over 100 over A. So option B is correct. Question 11. If an object is moving at a speed of 36 kilometers per hour, how many meters does it travel in 1 second? So there are 1000 meters in 1 kilometer. So how many meters there would be? There would be 36 into 1000. And how many seconds there are in 1 hour? So there are 60 minutes in 1 hour multiplied by 60 seconds. So 3600. So 36,000 divided by 3600 equals to 10. So in 1 second, it is traveling 10 meters. So on a certain French-American committee, 2/3 of the members are men. So let's suppose there are 300 people. So how many of them are men? 2/3. So 2/3 of 300 equals to 200 are men. Females would be 100. And 3/8 of the men are Americans. So 3/8. So 3/8 of 200 would be how much? So 200 divided by 8. So 3/8 of 200 would be how much? 75. So 75 are Americans and 125 would be French. Now if 3/5 of the committee members are French, so if 3/5 of the committee members are French, so the total number of French people would be how much? So 3/5 into 300. So total number of French would be 180. So 300 divided by 5 into 3 equals to 180. So total number of French are 180. Now out of which, so 180 total number of French, out of which 125 are females. So 125 are females. 125 are males, sorry. 125 are French males. So if we subtract 125 French males, how many females we get? So there are 55 French females. So American female and French female. So we have 55 French females. So how many American females will be having? 45. So what fraction of the members are American women? So 45 divided by 300. So 3 15s are, 3 hundreds are, 5 3s are, 5 20s are. So 3 by 20. For what values of x is 8 raised to power 2x minus 4 equals to 16 raised to power x? So we can write 8 as 2 raised to power 3. So 2x minus 4. This can be written as 2 raised to power 4 x. So 16 can be written as 2 raised to power 4 and 8 can be written as 2 raised to power 3. So 2 raised to power 6x minus 12 equals to 2 raised to power 4x. So base are same, so we can equate the exponents. So 6x minus 12 equals to 4x. 6x minus 4x equals to 12. So x equals to 12 divided by 2, that is equal to 6. So option D is correct. Question 14, if 12a plus 3b equals to 1, 7b minus 2a equals to 9, what is the average arithmetic of a and b? So we need to find out a plus b divided by 2. Now it would be quite cumbersome to find out a and b individually. So the easiest thing we can do is add both the equations. So we have 12a plus 3b equals to 1. So minus 2a plus 7b equals to 9. So if we add both of them up, this would be 10a plus 10b equals to 10. And hence a plus b will be equal to 1. So if we divide both sides by 10, we get a plus b equals to 1. So a plus b divided by 2 will be equal to 1 over 2, that is 0.5. Hence option B is correct. Question 15, if x% of y is 10, what is the value of y? So y equals to 100 into 10. So 100 will go on that side divided by x. So this would be 1000 over x. So the correct answer is C. In the end, please practice a lot so that you can get a perfect score.